Hello, everybody. I have a little bit of a book haul today. I haven't done one of those in, I don't know, about a month or so. So, we had some errands to run. It was a bad day. It was a very bad day. Very, very bad day. Because we were running some errands. I had to go to the bank, and my son wanted some Hot Pockets, so we checked at Walmart. They didn't have any Friday, so we checked today to see if any came in, and they still don't have any. So, we were going to go to the other grocery, and I needed to get gas. So we stopped at the gas station, and because all the gas prices have jumped since Friday, and it was $1.96 at Walmart, and I thought that seems quite a bit higher than it was because it was $1.89. So I wanted to check the other gas station just back across the river, back in Ohio, because we go to the Walmart in West Virginia. And pulled up to the pump, and it was $2.09. I said, no, we'll go back to Walmart, because if I use a gift card, I get an extra 3 cents off, which would make it $1.93, which is a significant amount less than $2.09. Brilliant thinking, right? And it's just over the bridge. It wasn't like going out of my way. I already made the trip across the bridge, so we'll go back and get gas. Problem is, as I was pulling out of the gas station and making the left turn, and it was hard to see because you're at a weird angle, so it's hard to see things coming from the left. And there's also a row of trees that they planted for landscaping, which I think they should not be allowed to put up by the road because it's dangerous. And I was making my turn. There was a break in the traffic. I was making my turn. I didn't see anything coming from the left. There's a break on the right. Started making my turn and right into somebody. Didn't see him. I did not see anything coming from the left until I ran into the guy. So yeah, bad day today. Anyway, nobody was hurt. My car, it's a Jeep Wrangler. It's a 2003, and it's like a tank. I mean, this thing it's going to take a lot to damage it. The only damage it had was a little plastic piece. It's a curved piece on the bumper. Came off. Couple bolts, it's fixed. Not a big deal. The other guy's car, where it hit, was at the edge of the door, and he's going to have some serious work done because he can't even open his door. I feel so bad. And he's like, yeah, you save up and you buy a car, then you get run into. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I looked, I didn't see anybody. My son looked, he didn't see anything. And then we started making the turn, and then just right into the guy. Neither of us saw him. Don't know where he came from. It's just like, poof, there he was. Didn't see him till you hit him. So now I get to go to court at the end of the month. I'm waiting on them to call me with a crash report number, which, since it's now after midnight, I'm guessing it's not going to be today, day of wreck. It's going to be later today at some point. In theory, anyway. Good thing my insurance is paid up. And putting money in the bank today will cover the payment that comes out on... I have the wrong day up. On Friday? Today's the 1st. Yeah, Friday. I need to change my calendar. I'm coming from a different room in the house. This used to be my parents' bedroom. And my mom died, 11 years ago. And then Dad passed here in May. I'm finally just going to move into this room. It needs some work done, obviously. The whole house needs work done. But this room, it's mostly rearranging some furniture, and I think if I can get my brother to build the 2 bookshelves that have been sitting here waiting to be built, it'll cover the hole that's in that wall where my son thought there might be some money that fell down from in the closet into a space, and he busted a hole in the wall. And he didn't do it down by the floor where if there was money that fell, that's where it would have gone. No, he did it up at eye level. Yeah, that's what happens when they decide to do something without asking first. Because we could have done things a whole lot simpler and a whole lot less messy. But I want to move the dresser that's on that wall. I need to clean it out. I want to move it into the bathroom, which I need to clean out the space where I want to put it because there's just a bunch of stuff sitting there. I need to figure out where to put the scale. I need to move it. But there's a spot that I think that dresser will fit perfectly, and I want to use it for things like towels and sheets and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I told you this was a book haul, and I have talked about everything but books. Let me start with a couple things that have come in the mail. The one, I don't remember if I mentioned it before. I don't think I hauled it. I know I mentioned it, but I don't think I hauled it. I have The Damned by Renee Ahdieh. It's the sequel to The Beautiful that came out a year ago. This book, I pre-ordered it, and it was supposed to come the beginning of June, and then the pub date got pushed back. So then it was supposed to come beginning of July. And usually, when you pre-order through Amazon, they make sure that it's there on pub date. With COVID and stuff, they've thrown that all out the window. However, they could have done it. They could have. Because they had plenty of time to get the stuff ready and shipped out so that it would arrive on pub date, and they could have kept that promise. Anyway, I don't know what's all over it. It's got fingerprints and junk all over it. It looks really crappy. I don't know. Can you see that? All those shiny marks? You know, if I tilt it a little, you can kind of see. You see all those weird little, I don't know, it's like fingerprints or something. And it's that velvety textured paper, which shows every little mark. Well, no, that's not shiny, but it's smudgy. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I have that. Vampires, New Orleans, kind of interested. I won a Goodreads giveaway for Chaos, Charles Manson, the CIA, and the Secret History of the 60s. Now, I enjoy true crime. I am especially interested in serial killers, and Charles Manson is one that for some reason, I just want to know what makes the man tick. I don't know, he's just such an interesting character. And knowing that he did live in Ohio for a little while when he was a child, I guess he was actually technically born in Kentucky, but he did live in the Cincinnati area for a while. That kind of makes me a little more intrigued. I'm intrigued by Dahmer for the same reason. He lived in Ohio. You know, what is it about Ohio that it triggers these people? I like to say Ohio is the land of lunatic because there's a lot of crazy people that come out of here. I'm one of them. But I haven't gone that extreme. This one, a lady reached out to me, the author reached out to me on Goodreads and said, I see that you read a lot of children's books. Would you be interested in reading my book? Here's the information. You know, and I'm like, yeah, I'm interested. So I ordered a copy of it because it sounded really fun. And it's called Mr. Nutta and His Reeky Pecan Peanut Butter. I wonder if Reeky Pecan is a pun of recon. Reeky Pecan, recon. This also has that kind of velvety feel. Why is that a thing now? It didn't used to be. It used to be more shiny and less soft. I don't know. Kind of floppy, though. That's cool. Mr. Nutta, inherited owner of a mediocre peanut butter company, the Nut Butt Corporation, has an innovative solution for world domination that is quite frankly so devious, so terrible, so downright despicable, one wonders how he sleeps at night. A huge satellite dish recently installed on the factory roof is a real eyesore and brings with it hordes of complaining protesters. Part of his plan, or simply a TV upgrade? And, speaking of eyesores, which practical joker is collecting eyeballs? Yes, you read correctly. Mysterious, monstrous, blobby-type blobs are terrorizing the county, sucking eyeballs right from people's faces. Now, what's that all about? Bursting off the page with mischief, chaos, quirky bodily mishaps, and mind control techniques that can only be fantasized by marketing directors far and wide, this action-packed read has it all. And yes, even the lovable zombie gets a mention. But you won't find any of those gormless grouches predictably shuffling around in search of brains or anger management courses here. Oh no. Now, doesn't that sound fun? That captured my imagination, and I am really looking forward to reading this one. I would say it's probably middle grade. It's fairly decent sized print. It's 286 pages, so that's upper middle grade, I guess. Maybe. Made in the USA. Well, then why did I find it on Amazon UK before I could find it anywhere else? I did find it on Amazon US, but UK is where I found it first. And I was like, I want to buy this. I wonder if they have it elsewhere. And I finally tracked it down. Okay, so today's goodies from the Little Free Library. We'll start with a cookbook, Southern Keto, 100 plus traditional food favorites for a low-carb lifestyle. I don't know, this stuff on the cover looks yummy. Now, I don't follow the keto diet, but I figure it doesn't hurt to eat recipes that are designed for it, because food's food, right? I know some people that have allergies and stuff can't say that, but I don't have any food allergies or dietary restrictions. So, for me, food is food. Here's spaghetti squash, which is interesting because there was a whole big discussion yesterday or the day before on Facebook, people wanting spaghetti squash recipes, so we were sending them around. We were having fun. Sheet pan garlic butter shrimp. I've made that before. And what I found works even better is marinate the shrimp in Italian salad dressing. Then you don't have to melt the butter and add the garlic and add the blah, 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 blah. It's already in there. It's not butter, it's olive oil, most likely, if you get the olive oil kind, which is what I usually get. And it's got the spices already in there. So you don't have to fool with all this other crap. And then you just slice up a lemon, squeeze a little lemon juice on it. Good stuff. Throw it in the oven. Chicken wings. We had chicken wings for dinner tonight. Ah. Southern potato salad. They're using cauliflower to make potato salad. Now I like cauliflower. I had my first cauliflower crust pizza the other day. Unfortunately, lemon poppy seed bread, yum. It was one of those microwavable ones, and microwavable pizza just is not good. The cheese runs off of it, and it sticks to the cardboard of the little thing you're supposed to cook it on. So if you try to peel the cheese off, then you end up with paper in it. And who wants to eat paper? Ick. The edges get too cooked. The middle doesn't get done. It was a mess. Tasted good, but ugh. And they tell you to overcook it. It was like 3 minutes and 10 seconds. You could leave off the 10 seconds because that completely overcooked it. Anyway, the flavor was good. Here's a book by Rita Mae Brown called Sudden Death. Does it go with any of her series? I know it doesn't go in the, oh crap, what's the name of the cat? It's the series with Sneaky Pie Brown, the cat. It's Mrs. Murphy? Is that the name of the series? The detective cat? Anyway, it's not part of that series. Carmen Samana loves three things passionately: tennis, money, and Professor Harriet Rawls. Just 24, Carmen is at her peak as one of the world's top-seeded tennis champions, determined to win the coveted Grand Slam. She is protected from everything but the grueling demands of her sport by an avaricious agent and her devoted and gutsy Harriet. All the odds are in her favor, but there are weeds growing in her paradise patch. Carmen's very Latin brother, Miguel, parlays her success into a financial house of cards with deals that include smuggling, forgery, and fraud. Susan Riley, Carmen's arch-rival and former lover, leaks word of Carmen's relationship with Harriet to the press, and tennis's best-kept secret is blown into a front-page scandal. From the French Open to Wimbledon, jealousies, ambitions, and passions are set to explode. Now, with everything she cherishes on the line, Carmen must test the true depths of her feelings, both on and off the court. So is this mystery? Is this... It just says novel. Sounds like there's some romance going on. Scandal stuff, financial house of cards, smuggling, forgery, fraud. Could be some mystery elements in there. It also sounds like a lot of romantic intrigue with former lovers blowing the whistle on current lovers and blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. Something interesting. Something different from her than what I normally read. There's a copy of The Great Gatsby. Somewhere I know I've got a copy of it. I read this, oh geez, I graduated high school 30 years ago. Oh my gosh, 30 years ago. I'm old. That's all there is to it. I'm getting old. 48. I'm old. I would have read this 31 or 2 years ago because it was a summer reading list. Was it leading into 11th grade? That would put it summer of 88, right? 88, 89, 89. Yeah, summer of 88 going into 11th grade, I think is the year I read it. So that's 32 years ago. I watched the movie with Tobey Maguire and Leonardo DiCaprio, and I didn't remember any of that stuff being in the book. But then again, 30 years, you forget. And I read it in an afternoon. It's very short. It's only 180 pages. Yeah, it's very short. I remember reading it in an afternoon and couldn't tell you anything about it. But it's one of those great novels that everybody has to read. I couldn't tell you anything about it. I guess there's a murder or something that happens. That's just based on the movie because I don't remember it in the book. Then I found one called Fleur de Lis's Life of Crime by Diane Leslie. I've never heard of this one. Tucked away in her parents' lavish Beverly Hills mansion, young Fleur de Lis has all the benefits of a privileged and glamorous upbringing, or so she is frequently told. Fleur's mother, a flamboyant, ambitious B-movie actress and eponymous star of the Charmaine Lee Radio Mystery Half Hour, and her aloof father, currently reduced to producing the TV game show Sink or Get Rich, casually entrust their daughter's welfare to a procession of nannies, cooks, and character actors. Surrounded by falsies, false eyelashes, and lust for fame, Fleur seeks to learn from her eccentric caretakers the difference between genuine love and its many imitations. Might be interesting. 1950s Hollywood, so that might be cool. This is interesting about the author. She was born in Hollywood and by age 19 was working as a television researcher and story analyst. Began writing fiction while raising 2 sons, and for many years has worked at Dutton's Brentwood bookstore, where she hosts the frequent author readings and leads numerous book groups. That's a good job for an author. I loved working in bookstores. Maybe I should be a writer. I was quite happy sitting in a bookstore reading while waiting on customers to wander in. That was a great job. This one is called While I Was Gone by Sue Miller. It's an Oprah's Book Club pick, apparently, because it's got that little seal on here. It's got a cute doggy on the front. Looks like maybe a dog tried to eat it. It's got chew marks on the corner. What's this one about? Does it say? Fascinating, a new novel of great integrity and power. Despite having a loving husband, 3 vivacious daughters, a beautiful home in rural Massachusetts, and satisfaction in her work, Jo Becker's mind is invaded by a persistent restlessness. Then an old roommate reappears to bring back Jo's memories of her early 20s. Her obsession with that period of her life and with the crime that concluded it eventually estranged Jo from everything she holds dear, causing her to tell lie after lie as she is pulled closer to this man from her past and to a horrible secret. That sounds interesting. It was a Book of the Month Club selection at one point. What year does it say? This is a pretty yellowed cover. $19.99 copyright. And the Reader's Guide is copyright 2000. So this book's roughly 20 years old. And it does have a reader's group guide in the back with questions and stuff, which is kind of cool. It's got language in it. I was flipping through, I saw the phrase shithead, so I know a few of those. This one is called Silence of the Hams, a Jane Jeffrey mystery by Jill Churchill, Agatha Award-winning author. Sounds like a cozy to me, and I love cozy mysteries. This little piggy went to murder. Pompous pig-headed attorney Robert Stonecipher is a major pain in the ham hocks. No one is terribly upset when he's fatally mashed by a falling rack of hams at the New Delhi where suburban single mom Jane Jeffrey's son works part-time. But when Stonecipher's most obnoxious employee meets an equally appropriate end, Jane knows the fat's really in the fire, and though her homicide detective honey, Mel Van Dyne, disapproves, Jane is determined to dive headfirst into this deadly daze of swine and neuroses. God. And hunt a hog-wild murderer despite her own killer agenda as homemaker, PTA, church, community busy person. It's hard to read with all those puns in there. But, yeah, this sounds fun. Oh, wow, there's a whole bunch of them in this. And this is so yellowed, again, it's hard to read. Does that say Grime and Punishment? No idea what that one says, can't read it. A Quiche Before Dying, The Class Menagerie, A Knife to Remember, I can't read that one either. Coming soon, War and Peas, fall of 96. So this one's a little bit older. Oh, here we go. Crime and Punishment, A Farewell to Yarns, A Quiche Before Dying, The Class Menagerie, A Knife to Remember, From Here to Paternity, Silence of the Hams, and coming soon, War and Peas. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have fun with that one. And then I picked up one called Rusty Nail by J.A. Conrath. And I knew I had some other books by this author that I haven't had a chance to read yet. And I was going, I hope I didn't pick up another copy of one I've already got, because I couldn't remember what I had. I couldn't even remember how many I had. I found 3. This one is Rusty Nail, and I had already Dirty Martini, Fuzzy Navel, and Whiskey Sour. Love Whiskey Sour. Yeah, that used to be my drink. Everywhere I went, I'd get a Whiskey Sour. The Jack Daniels Mystery. Whiskey Sour is the best debut of the year, so that's probably the first one of the series then. Where does this fall in the series? Does it say? Also by J.A. Conrath. Whiskey Sour, Bloody Mary, Dirty Martini. I don't have Bloody Mary. Well, crud. Okay. So that tells me 1, 3, probably 4 then, and something after 4. Anybody have a copy of Bloody Mary? Oh, apparently there's one called Cherry Bomb, and where's a list? Why do they have to hide it? Whiskey Sour, Bloody Mary, Rusty Nail, Dirty Martini, Cherry Bomb is 5th, so that would make Fuzzy Navel 6th, probably. So I have 1, 3, 4, and 6. Does that sound right? So since it's not the first book, I'm not going to read the back of it because, spoilers. And then the last but not least, I found in the thing 4 crossword puzzle books that appear to have never been used. Or on quick flip through, I didn't see any. Oh wait, this one has a finished puzzle in it. Like I said, on a quick flip through, 1, 2. I'm only seeing 2 of them finished in that one. And this one's nice. It's more of a book instead of a magazine. But I'm not seeing any puzzles done in it, so I thought, what the heck, I'll pick them up. A lot of these are not cheap. You would think they would be. But I do like occasionally to do, it's $4. $3.99 for this. This one, $1. And it's a nicer book. Sometimes I wonder, why this one was $3.50. Why people get them and then just throw them in the bin. Is it maybe somebody bought them with the intention of doing them to be occupied and maybe they died? And somebody cleaned out their stuff and said, hey, these are still good, let's shove them in there. I did see today that a couple of the books that I had put in the past were back. So I feel good that people are reading them and then bringing them back, or I'm assuming they're reading them. They're taking them home and then later on bringing them back. But it makes me feel good that they're getting around. And that's how I get rid of ARCs when I have some that I want to get rid of. I put them in the little free library because technically you're not supposed to sell them. But passing them on, giving them away is fine. So I put them in the little free library instead of giving them to the library's book sale, which I don't know the ethics on that, because I know they're not supposed to be sold, but it's a charitable contribution. So where's that fine line, you know? So I just say, and stick them in the little free library. That way it's a giveaway and not a sell. Nice cold iced tea. Yeah. Do I have anything else to talk about? I can't think of anything offhand. I made banana bread last week and it was super good and super simple. You want the recipe? I'll give it to you. It's really quick. You need a yellow cake mix, 4 or 5 overripe bananas, 2 eggs, and the recipe says pecans. I personally don't care for nuts in my banana bread, but I use the little mini morsels. About a, I don't know, cup and a half. Mash up the bananas, dump in or add in your eggs, dump in your cake mix. If you're adding something, nuts, dried fruit, chocolate chips, save a little bit of the cake mix. Coat your add-in with the cake mix and then dump all of that in. Stir it all together. I used a bundt pan. You can use like 2 smaller loaf pans or 1 large loaf pan. Make sure it's sprayed really well so the stuff doesn't stick. Dump it in your pan. Bake it at 350 degrees for 40 to 45 minutes. My oven on that particular day, 45 minutes was absolutely perfect for cooking it in a bundt pan. But of course, ovens may vary, and it depends on things like humidity and blah, blah, blah. But if you know your own oven, you know how quirky it can be, and you'll have a good idea of where to shoot in the range. Check it. I checked mine by touching it, and if it springs back, it's done. If it sinks, cook it longer. That works. Or I didn't have any toothpicks. Stick a toothpick in at the thickest point, and if it comes out clean, you're good to go. Just don't stick it into a chocolate chip because it's not going to come out clean if you stick it into a chocolate chip. But it was super good. And super simple. A lot less complicated than some of the ones I read where you have to get all these different ingredients out and measure all this stuff. And no, you just dump everything in. It's done. So there you go. That was a recipe that's been going around on Facebook. Highly recommend. It's really simple. Tastes really good. Use your favorite cake mix. I suppose, you know, I didn't try it with a gluten-free, but I would imagine a gluten-free cake mix would work just the same. Timing might be slightly different. I'm not entirely sure because you're not using like a flour. You're using a different type of flour to make your cake mix. But yeah, that's something to think about. Be super easy to adapt that way because you're just using a box mix. And you can pick them up. They're all the time going on sale around here for 99 cents or less. So, you know, pick up a cake mix for less than $1. Eggs are a staple. I would imagine most people probably have them on hand, unless, of course, you're vegan or allergic. I know some people are allergic to like the albumin and stuff that are in eggs. But that's a staple. What else was in it? Cake mix, eggs, bananas. All the time our grocery is putting bananas in the reduced cart when they start getting spots and brown. And it's perfect. There's a great big spider over there on a box, and I hope it goes away. Shoo, shoo, go away, spider. Go outside, where you belong. Boxes are not nature. Please leave. Anyway. There, I mean, you're getting more than you bargained for in this one, huh? You're getting My Life Sucks, and here's a recipe, plus I bought books. I didn't really buy. I bought 2 of the books. I bought The Damned and I bought the Mr. Nutta, whatever it was. that crazy peanut butter one. The rest of them were all either won or picked up from the Little Free Library. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I have 2 more on the way that I won off of Goodreads. I won them both on the same day, which kind of shocked me. I don't think I've ever done that before. Uh-oh, the spider's gone. Where did it go? Oh, speaking of spiders, this has nothing to do with spiders, but it's nature in an inappropriate place. I walked into my bathroom one day, and I went in. I was doing my business. I sat down on the toilet because it was first thing in the morning, and you know how it is. You get up, you gotta pee, right? So I go in the bathroom, and I saw something move out of the corner of my eye, and I looked down, and there was a snake tail going into a cabinet. And I flipped open the cabinet to see where it went, and it was long gone. I had no idea where it went. And I was just seconds after I saw the tail. I was like, snake, where'd it go? I think it's under the bathtub. I think that's where it went. A day or 2 later, my son said he saw one in his room, and I think it's probably the same snake. But that left me with so many questions. Like, first of all, how did the snake get in the house? How long has it been in the house? And I didn't know about it. How many times have I gone into the bathroom and it's been sitting there and I didn't know it? You know? Kind of creepy. What kind of snake is it? Is it poisonous? Because we do have copperheads in our area, but it was a black color, so it's not a copperhead. That much I know. All I saw, though, was the, maybe 6 inches or so of its tail, and it wasn't any bigger around than my pinky. So it was a fairly small snake. Most likely a black rat snake, which is not poisonous, not harmful to humans. Good for eating mice, and I have noticed fewer mice since I saw the snake. Now, is that wishful thinking and me believing that it's eating the mice and hoping that it's true? How the hell did the snake climb up to the 2nd floor to get in my son's room? He's more afraid of snakes than I am. I was just like, snake? Why is there a snake in my bathroom? Where did the snake go? Yeah. So, spiders disappearing, that made me think of the snake disappearing, and am I going to find a snake in a weird place? I hope not. The bathroom was weird enough. But my aunt mentioned, because I mentioned it on Facebook because I thought it was so bizarre, and she said that she found one in her washing machine and had to go get the neighbor to get it out because she was too afraid to do it. And I'm wondering, how did the snake get in the washing machine? Glad it wasn't mine, because it would still be sitting there. Yeah. The bizarre stuff's been happening lately. I'd kind of like for it to stop. I want something good to happen. I could really use something good to happen. Anyway, I'm going to let y'all go because it's been almost 40 minutes of me blabbering about the... Oh, I have started playing Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. I think that's the name of it. I don't know, it's on my cell phone. Which, I can't use my cell phone for anything else because for whatever reason, I cannot get a signal in or around my house. I can only get signal when I'm out and about, and I don't give anybody the phone number anyway because they can't call me. What good is it going to do for them to try to call me on it if I can't get the messages while I'm home? Unless they happen to catch me when I'm out, I'm not going to get it. And so, basically, it's a glorified gaming device at this point. But I've started playing that. I'm up to, around level 30, I think. Just within a week. Pretty easy game, kind of fun. I loved Animal Crossing, and since I don't have a Switch, this is the next best thing. So if any of you play, maybe you'll stumble across me. I'm currently wearing a black t-shirt with a skull on it, and a red tartan kilt, black and white striped socks with some sort of Japanese like thong type shoe. I don't remember what it was called. It had a name. And it purple hair with a ponytail. That's what my character looks like at the moment. It will probably change soon as I create more stuff. But yeah, it's fun. And if I can figure out how to do it, I will try to do a gameplay video. But I'm not sure how to do that. But if I can figure it out, we'll put one together. Because for some reason, gameplay videos seem to be doing better than bookish videos. And there will be an Owl Crate unboxing coming at the end of September because I forgot to skip a month. But it's also going to be like their haunted whatever box. Their Halloween-ish box. So I'm kind of stoked about that. I think maybe in the back of my head I was like, don't do it, don't do it. You want this box? Which, yeah, I want the box, but can't really afford it right now. But anyway, that's coming because I forgot to cancel it. And I still haven't gotten my Bob Ross box yet. It was supposed to be shipped in August, but then it's through Loot Crate, so God only knows when it'll show up. Hopefully before Christmas. How's that for a positive attitude? Anyway, that's all I've got at the moment. Yeah, I don't think I've uploaded my previous video that I made. You may be getting 2 videos for the price of 1. Haha. Anyway, it's almost 45 minutes in. I'm going to let you go. I know I've said that already. There's also a thing going around on Facebook about the Southern goodbye. You announce you're going to say goodbye, and then, you get sidetracked 50 different times before you actually do it. Anyway, remember to do all the YouTube-y stuff. Comment, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell icon, blah, 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 blah. You know all that stuff. And hopefully I will see you soon in another video. Bye. And hopefully it'll be in this room. And this room will be arranged better. Bye.